So many people think that game is not a money making community and like you get nothing from playing games. And that's showing you like you contribute nothing to the society, which is like completely wrong. In fact, game is actually a really money making community, and you put if you put enough effort and time, you will be rewarded as the same as if you work as a doctor or an engineer. According to Nextcom.eu, an article by Adam Tinsworth, he stated the minimum salary for starting professional, often a teenager, is like $50,000 per year with health insurance. There are not that many people like when they graduate they can make like that much of money. Like they usually make like 10,000 to $20,000 a year, and that will go up by time. But like $50,000 a year for just like a starter for programmer, man, that's a lot. That's really a lot. Okay, many people think that game is just for kids, and people who play game is like useless. They can contribute to the society, and they just like useless, which is wrong because like according to OneSport.gg, Faker like Lee Sang-hook is like a very famous League of Legends player. Like last year when COVID is like a big problem for the world and the society, especially in like Korea, he like personally donated 30 million wons like Korea currency. That is approximately 25,000 to $26,000 COVID relief in Korea. How many people do you think in this world like would be able to donate this much money for a single community? Like not that much, right? Like people usually donate like $50, $100, and maybe 200, and wish maybe that will help the community. And no, this pro gamer alone donate like 25,000 to $26 a month. So this proves that game like by gaming you can make a lot of money, and also like you can save a lot of money for like other purposes, like helping the community, buying yourself like clothes and more like PC components and stuff. Some people working their life off cannot save like this much of money for just a simple donation. That's just not possible. Fortnite is like a worldwide known game for like people at any ages, and 14 competitors and other pro gamer. A Fortnite tournament may may be rewarded as high as like $20 million. $20 million is a lot of money, and like it's like a real like Fortnite tournament is not that easy for people to compete. Like there are a lot of like good player out there, so like you must be really good and practice a lot so you can be like the champion and win that much of money. And the way people think that like esport like doesn't make a lot of money because they actually don't research about esport, and they actually don't know how big esport is. And according to the Sport.org, there are some facts about esport. Out of the entire world population, 7.79 billion people, around 1.9 billion of people like are aware of what esport is. So that's like 20% of the entire global is like worldwide known about esport. So like the other 80% they don't know much about like esport, but like 20%, like 2 billion people, like that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot, and that number will increase over time because like there are more and more people like will play games, especially like young kids, teenagers, and maybe like people from 20 to 30 years old. The esports industry is expected to generate the revenue over like 1,556.7 million globally by 2023. So in the next 2 years, they're gonna make like more and more money by just playing games. So that like a small fact of showing how big of the esport is and how fast it's growing like over time and stuff. The League of Legends World Championship in 2020 brought a record in breaking like 139 million hours of viewership and peaked at around 3.8 million of viewers. And not just that, like Dota should like many people know about Dota, right? Like the highest price for competing in a tournament is sitting around like $30 million. $30 million is a lot of money, and that money will equally divide for like the people in the team, and like they gonna make more. And that is just not including their like salary. That's just including the tournament price only. $30 million. That's a lot of money, and they can use the money for like whatever they want. So like esport is a really big community, and like people like competing for games. They make a lot of money, and they not just like sitting there playing games all day. They actually working the same thing as like you work as a doctor or an engineer. They suffer also they suffer the same pressure as a normal working people. According to sciendaily.com, there's a facts say that poor communication between teammates was identified as a key stressor among players when exposed to pressure environment. So what do they mean is that when you're competing like a team game usually involves like 5 people, and when they can communicate with each other, they like have a like intense pressure between each other because like they don't understand each other, and like they can communicate, and that increase a lot of pressure because they compete in a stage where there are a lot of audience, and they need to perform well so which they can win the highest prize in the tournament. And when they can communicate, yeah, they not gonna take that prize to their home. The researcher found that esport player face 51 different stress factors, including communication problem and concern with competing in front of live audience. Which is what I just mentioned. That people should like believe in the pro gamer. They should support them and trust them the same thing as they trust doctor and engineer, because they um, spend a lot of time in training, and they make a lot of money. The same thing as you work as a doctor. According to YouTube.com, I just watched a video like 20 minutes long, and they have a lot of thing about pro gamer. They interview Double Lift, a professional League of Legends player. How they he spent like 7 days a week, like 10 to 12 hours a day just playing games alone. So he needs to like practice more and more. He needs to be more good so that he can make a lot of money, and he can take care of his family. He mentioned in the video that sometimes when playing game he doesn't need to even care about the money, because like the money he's making is a lot. Pro gamers suffer the same pressure as normal working people. So don't judge them. Beside that, support them. And how to support them? Like learn more about games. Go on Twitter. Twitter is like a professional site that gives you a lot of information about game and stuff.